Growing up, my grandfather was my best friend. He would ask me questions about the big issues of the day and then sit patiently as my young mind tried to make sense of the world. He was a master storyteller, and on one occasion he asked me, how would I tell my story? I told him I didn't know. He said, once I figured that out, I would find my purpose. Years later, I became a storyteller myself, but it wasn't until I had kids of my own that I remembered what my grandfather's thoughtful questions had done for me. So, starting at home at the turn of the millennium, applying the Bloom system, which uses key life questions to encourage self-discovery, I started interviewing kids once a year in hopes of helping them find their stories.
Tell me your full name.
Cristian Magallanes.
That is an impressive name.
You think so? It's long. I want to be an astronaut. I want to study astronomy. But now I started playing a lot of basketball too. I love to shoot, I don't know.
How long ago did you arrive in this country?
1 year and 5 months, close to 5 months.
Where did you come from?
Mexico?
Say something to me in Spanish.
Hola. And I'm supposed to sleep here, but I don't.
You don't sleep here?
Nah.
Why not?
That's because sometimes I get pressure. You know the pressure when you go up hills, you feel pressure in your ears. For some reason, I feel the same thing when I'm in that bed. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason.
Elevation pressure?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Nah, I don't like it. I don't think about that. But sometimes you think they're gonna do something to you.
When you say do something to you, what do you mean?
To be close. I was like, I'm not that kind of people. I don't need money, I don't need anything. The only thing that I need is like to have love with my family. I live with my mother, my brother, and my sister. My father, he's working right now in Mexico because he's working in a company that makes, the parts of the car. He cannot come here because he hasn't received his green card yet.
But your father's not living with you, right?
Right now, he said he's gonna come this summer. I'm not sure. I was talking with my dad in the internet. He was like, I watched your weight and how long you're tall,
You miss him?
Oh yeah, it's my dad.
Must break your heart not be able to see him.
Yep. I mean, have you ever lost your dad or any of your family? It's pretty hard.
He just doesn't have the right
to come here.
Documentation to come here.
But one of these days I'm gonna see him.
Well, first of all, my dream was to be an astronaut. Now I want to be a basketball player. My first basketball team, I made the freshman team.
Have you had a girlfriend?
Not since 8th grade. It's pretty tough with the girls. Right now, myself is just about basketball. And NBA, I'm coming.
What do you think's most important in life?
Family. Right now, the connection between my dad and me is just not that close as it used to be. Every year, I keep forgetting about him, and I don't feel the same thing that I used to feel. It gets like that. When I came here, I know that my dad was with us. I was hoping that he would be there like a couple days later or a couple months, I don't know. There's no people that it's perfect and that we make mistakes. I mean, 5 years is too long. I don't think I'll feel the same or calling him dad.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
Be in the basketball, NBA, be in the NBA. Oh man. Or have my dad right next to me, I guess. I'm hoping that there'll be a moment where I see him again.
He says he's gonna come here.
Just until he gets the green card. Yeah.
You don't really believe he's coming, do you?
50-50. That's I don't know. I mean, things can happen, things. I don't know.
So tell me what happened.
Man, it just makes me mad that he doesn't see what it takes to be on the team. Season starts, first game, he doesn't give me playing time. Barely, 5 minutes. Second game comes. Now playing time. I don't want to say I'm better than some of my teammates, but I know I can do something, and he doesn't put me there. I walk into his classroom with my uniform on the back. He sees that. He tells me, what is this? What are you doing, Cristian? And I just told him, you know what, Coach? I don't have a lot of words to say, but I just lost the motivation of playing for the basketball team. After I left, it hurt me a lot, because basketball is what it is. It's what I love. I want to play with my teammates, but not for him.
Do you still have some mixed feelings about quitting the basketball team? What do you feel about that decision now?
There's nothing I can do about it now. And could I have done anything different if I would go back? Definitely yes, I would have stayed on the basketball team. But now that I'm done, I just sort of let go. But that doesn't mean I can play basketball for the future, for any college or anything. So hopefully I get to play some basketball. You know, it's time for me to go to college because most of my friends are going to college. So now, where am I going? I told my mom, I want to go to Kansas. I want to go to college. And my mom was just like, well, great. Well, sorry to tell you this, but it's not going to happen for now. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You're the only one in the family that doesn't know about this, but we're not legal citizens. We're not allowed to live here. She says we're not even allowed to work here. We're not even allowed to go to school here. As soon as I found out, you know, I can't work, I can't live here, I can't even go to school here. She's like, then what can I do? If I'm like this, how else am I gonna live? Like, where do all my dreams deserve to go at, or to be at? United States, the land of freedom, where dreams come true. I knew where I wanted to go, and then all of a sudden it's like, I can't even touch them no more. You know, like, what can I do?
3 wishes, what would they be?
To not have my mom die. Second one, make the NBA, man. Third wish, to see my dad one more time. Have him see what I've gone through, like how my life is going. My mom keeps telling me, like, hopefully by this coming year, it'll be your dad will be here or something like that. And she's been telling me that for like 2 years now.
Has there ever been a discussion about I'll see you when?
There has, but every time he hits the topic, I'm like, don't talk to me about it. Just be here.
Maybe
he does messes us, but I don't see him doing anything.
Are you angry at your dad?
Yes and no. Every time I get to speak with him, I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you. I'm like, you know, like 7 years, 8 years, and you haven't been able to see me. If you've missed a big time of my life, man.
For some reason, I don't have that much love with my dad and my mother, because I think I have my mother closer than my dad.
I know I have that, but I don't look up to him.
Has that ever occurred to you there's another reason he's not coming?
No.
And then he calls once a week. But every time he calls, I'm not there for some reason.
Yesterday, I got to talk with my dad, and now he sort of changed minds. Like, he wanted to come here, but now he doesn't want to come here.
My mom always had the idea of coming over here, and he never wanted to.
Are you sure he's allowed to even come here from Mexico?
Well, no. I'm 100% sure he's allowed to come. He can't come. In fact, he works for an American company, and they were gonna send him to Atlanta. He'd be like, why don't you just come down here and live with your dad? And I'm like, I'm great where I'm at.
Oh, so he's invited you to come live with him?
Yeah. Hey, he's invited the whole entire family to come back.
I wanted to, but I couldn't. I want him to come here instead of me of going there, because I'm the one who really needs him.
I like to say I'm fearless, but I know I get scared sometimes. I've only asked this question once to myself of what happens if my father dies and I never got to even know about him.
So when's the last time you cried?
That was actually about 4 days ago. And it has to do something with my dad. He called. He was actually drunk, which kind of makes me mad. And we got into this conversation where he ended up saying, I'm actually thinking about suiciding myself. And that hit me. My whole name, Cristian Eliu Colmenero Magallanes. I'm a grown man now. Next year, I'll be turning 22, and I'll be exactly half of my life that I lived here and half of my life that I lived in Mexico. Which the other half of that half, I don't even remember because I was a baby. It's been a journey, Rick. It has been. And the more I'm maturing, the more I'm enjoying it, the more I learn.
What are you most grateful for?
Family, faith. I don't know how many times I will have to say thank you to my mom for bringing me to this world. Thanks, Mom.
100 kids, 100 being the happiest. Where would you be?
I'm way above that now. I'm grateful to even be alive.
Okay, look back over your 20 years. What's the hardest thing emotionally you've had to deal with over those 20 years?
And that has to be my dad, my parents' situation.
What happens when you grow up without a father in the home? How do you learn how to be a man?
What I'm learning is not to be the same as my dad and be there for my future kids.
When I have my future kids, they'll know that their father was always there for them. If this wouldn't happen, maybe I could have been a bad dad. As much as it hurts, and as much as you know that, certain aspects of life is not going well like it's supposed to, you still gotta live. And I wanna live.
Are you still angry at your father, or have you forgiven him?
Forgive.
You what?
I've forgiven. It's written in the Bible. You always gotta forgive.
Do you love your dad?
Yeah, he brought life to me.
If you found out that he had a week to live,
I'd definitely go see him.
I want you to say to camera what you'd say to him.
Hello, this is your son.
Cristian Magallanes, 21 years old, grown up. Definitely miss you. I would like to see you one more time. Yeah. You caught me, man. You caught me by surprise. I love you, Dad.
It's like a constant battle for me trying to like survive with like American culture and Vietnamese at the same time, because I'm trying to keep my Vietnamese ways to satisfy my parents and still have my American side, because I was born here, and one sort of conflicts with the other, and usually I have to go with the Vietnamese side on those little problems. Usually I speak out my mind and stuff, and like my parents don't want me doing that, because like usually talking back is like a sign of disrespect in Vietnam, and I tend not to do that. My parents think like American ways are like bad influences, even though I oppose that, and like what's the word? Sort of like constricting. It's sort of like makes me a bit angry.
Take 100 kids your age, with 100 being the most happy. Where would you fit in?
50 or less. It's like usually my parents sort of like bring me down, like emotionally, because like they're sort of like put downist, sort of in a way.
What are your grades like?
For certain, definitely more than a 3-point.
Are you doing all right for your standards?
I'm thinking about pushing myself to, you know, have my parents not be what they say disappointed, because everything's like a grade lower equivalent, so technically an A is a B to them and a B is a C and so on.
How's life changed in the last year?
More stress.
Your parents?
Just paranoid of everything bad's gonna happen, like a kidnap, a murder, rape, the typical fears of what they say, like immigrant parents. Only thing that I can really think of while they're talking is I need time away.
What happens at home?
I say I go somewhere and they're afraid I'm gonna take the bus down to somewhere, and you know, they follow me sometimes, but
Your parents follow you?
mhm.
How are you dealing with it?
Well, I'm getting help with it now, but
You are?
mhm.
How?
Through outside people such as DSHS.
Do you think it's a fight worth having?
To me it is. Because I really didn't stand up for myself, and it's either stand up for yourself now or just stand there, just silent, doing nothing.
What kind of image do your parents have of you?
Probably a distorted image. You know, they really don't see who I really am.
Really? Case of anxiety.
You don't have to do it.
I'm just thinking what the consequence could be if I do this.
I participate in the VSA of Sri Community College, which is the Vietnamese Student Association.
Really? Now, what do you do in that?
Well, the purpose of the club is to promote the Vietnamese culture and for immigrants to have a little relief from the cultural shock from first coming here. I guess I wanted to connect with people that had a similar background to me. Sometimes my dad thinks I'm a little bit too American, but I've been trying to keep both sides happy, me and my parents, because if my parents are happy, my parents would probably frown upon me about that. Fighting them is useless. I learned that a long time ago. Coming from Vietnam, you know, he's full Vietnamese heritage, whereas I'm born here and, you know, I've been Americanized. And traditionally, the man of the household, the father, essentially, he's like the king, essentially. They would kill me if I, not literally kill me, but they would be quite upset if I dated an American. You know, it's kind of built into them, you know, stay with your own kind.
Give advice to yourself in 10 years.
So I'd probably say make sure you stand up for yourself, I guess. I've been living on my own for almost 4 years now, away from my parents and family.
Do you have a boyfriend now? So?
Shaky grounds. Like I said, I committed. You know, like when I say I commit to something, I do. And he wasn't at that level yet, I guess, or he wasn't aware of it. I remember talking to him, and I just remember crying afterwards because it hurt. We'll see what happens with him. I hope he'll let me be with him again.
I'd like to see you empowered. You've handed your power over to this guy. You've given the future to your happiness to something you have very little control over.
Right now, anyways.
And you'll end up hating him if you've given him all that control and he doesn't make a decision that makes you happy. Who else has this happened with in your life? And what's this boy's background? Is he Vietnamese?
No, he's white. Of course they don't approve of it. But, you know, it's my life. This is, you know, if I choose who I want to be with, and it turns out to be a mistake, that I made that choice. Basically up to the point, like, when I started high school, I was trying to be what my parents wanted me to be. They were trying to control my life, and I really hated that. You know, I know my mom still cared, but I hated my dad. I hated it. I didn't want to be around him. I didn't want to deal with him or anything to do with him. My sophomore year, I wanted to go with homecoming with some of my female friends. So I went. I told my dad I wouldn't be back until like 1 or something like that. I guess he looked for me at Shorewood, and I wasn't there. Obviously, I wasn't there because I was going to get food. I came back home, and then I like go in my room, and I don't know where he pulled it from, or broke a stick off and just like started whipping me. And you know, I was in a corner. I was like literally in the corner of my room, you know, trying to block him, you know, shield myself. And he just kept on going until it broke. So he went to go get another one, and I quickly shoved my dresser, and, you know, and blocked the door so he couldn't get back in. I know he bruised me, and the next night I left home. Went out the window, left home.
So you've pretty much ridden off your dad.
Yes.
You've been alone a long time now, haven't you? That's been the price of independence from your family, is that correct?
Very much so.
So you felt that full struggle. It's me. If I don't make money, I don't eat.
It's not fun. So right now, I'm doing IT project coordination, aka junior project management. I'm trying to find that nice happy medium or a particular skill set that I'd be happy with, but still achieve my goals in IT. There's always room for improvement, but I'd like to think, there's people who have college educations, a full, 4-year degree that are still jobless, or I could be making less. So I'm not too bad off for where I'm at.
How are things with your father?
There's no way I can axe him out of my life. He's my dad, so that I don't want to say unfortunately, that person, that he's family, he's blood. I figure if he doesn't pry, I'm not gonna pry. I guess it's kind of self-preservation in a sense. Life is one big journey. I'm just 25 years in. I want to write my own story.
Do you know your parents' immigrant story? Why they came to America from Vietnam?
I know it was under the premise of during the war, and if you think about it, war is a pretty traumatic thing, especially if you're on the receiving end of it. People lost their families. It's with them, you only need to know as I feel like telling you.
Describe each of your parents using one word.
So my mom, I was originally going to say pushover, but I think passive aggressive would be a better one.
What's something you need to work on?
Being firm, assertive.
One word for your dad.
My dad. Can I use 3 words, not speaking terms?
Do you love them?
As far as I can throw. I'm not very strong. I mean, you like asking the stickler questions. So, a funny comment my mom said is, I'm old already, I'm gonna start getting ugly, and I won't be marriage material. I'm like, that's nice. I don't care. I'm not here to fulfill somebody else's desires.
Some people don't even know what they want to be when they grow up, but I at least have a goal. I can't be president of the United States because I'm not from here.
President of the United States.
Yeah. My sister can be, but not me. What do I want to be when I grow up? I want to be a pilot.
You're not afraid of flying after all this?
No. Flying is being a pilot is a huge risk. But did I say pilot last time?
You did say pilot last time.
The childhood dream is always a little bit out there. I actually hate flying a lot.
My sister used to go to Arabic school, but now she doesn't. My mom's scared it. Yeah.
So most kids at school don't know that you're Muslim?
It's, if someone asks you, then you can say, but I don't think it's a very good idea to talk about it at school. Actually, kids don't really need to know about it. They're bombing everyone, and everyone's getting hurt and dying. That's why I'm getting angry at the people who are bombing the place. Well, yeah, it does make me sad. But I mean, I feel sad for the people who are in the towers and who died. I'm praying to God a little bit more, so the bombing would stop. At that time, I really couldn't understand what was happening. My mom was like, "We're delaying the flight, no doubt about it. We cannot." And we stayed there for another 2-3 weeks. Every single Sunday, I'm going to a Muslim a school. It's like 2 hours long. They teach me Arabic, like a language. One person at my Arabic school goes to my regular school. He told me he was having some school problems and his friends were being set mean with him, and he was walking around to the side saying, what's happening? And he told me, and I was like, let's go sit on the bench. And then we were talking about friendship, and then somehow we got into the conversation of Islam and how we're a Muslim and how that affects our lives. We get really, really scared. Our whole family she even started crying when she heard this. She my religion has caused me so much trouble, but I'll just keep going with it and see what happens.
$1 million to never see your family again. Would you take it?
Never. Just to lose one of my family members, I won't even take $1 billion.
Okay, $100 billion to never see your family again.
Nope.
$1 trillion.
No matter. Infinity dollars. My mom's more strict about those little things, like don't scratch the table or anything like that. And my dad's more on the get straight A's and all that.
At school, people always, make fun of the whole last name and yeah, are you Saddam's grandson? And I don't really care. I know that they're joking around.
Do you go to the mosque still?
Once in a while I will. Not very often. I used to go a lot, but I don't really go that much anymore. But yeah. I guess it's really because my dad doesn't go that much either. It's kind of like a fragile subject, so I don't like to bring it up very often.
What family is really different culture over here and over there. And I think in terms of family, we're definitely more Bangladeshi. I'm probably a little bit more American. Whereas my sister, she's a little more Bangladeshi and holds those morals stronger than I do. Everyone prays and I kind of have to do it just to sort of do it. And I know my heart's not in it, and it really bothers me. I want to believe, but I just don't feel it. I feel like belief is such a non-concrete idea. It's just something you have to feel, and I never really felt it. I can understand where a lot of the hate or discrimination comes from, and the thing is, ignorance is something that I feel is almost forced upon them, because here they absolutely knew nothing about our culture and nothing about religion, and then 9/11 happened, and so they made, and then the media is just terrible, and then they started making correlations and connections that just weren't correct. It's not entirely their fault. People definitely judge you a lot based on your faith, and the way people would judge you if you were a Muslim after 9/11 really, really changed. Like I said, when the homeless guy yelled at us, called me a terrorist, in public, it hurts. I think I overthink things sometimes, and I can't, I guess reach conclusions and just, yeah. And it bothers me so much. Like I said, I'm really unsure of what to believe in. I've come from so many different backgrounds and been immersed into different communities and different kinds of people. It's really sort of hard to. And I genuinely hope I do figure myself out. What family is really different culture over here and over there. They gave up their lives for me and my sister. My mom gave up her entire dreams of going into music. My dad gave up his dream of wanting to teach. And this is why when I disappoint them, it's so difficult for me, because I know I'm not achieving the things that they came here for. And a lot of times I get mad at them, but at the end of the day, I always have sympathy for them because they really love my sister and I so much. I've been trying to figure out who I am for the past like 3 or 4 years. My mom is really musically talented. She's always been kind of trying to push music on me. And I've been trying like all these different instruments. I've tried playing like trumpet, French horn, tablas, which is like an Indian drum. Finally, my mom bought me a guitar 2.5 years ago. In the past like 2 or 3 years, I've really felt like a connection with music. And I feel like it's a medium through which I can really express myself more than any other way. Expressing yourself is really important. Really, really important.
3 wishes. Anything you want in the world.
One of them would be that every child is given the opportunity to connect with their culture. Culture expresses itself in a lot of ways. Arts, music, all that. I feel like that's something that's gotten away from the world. I really do feel like I can express myself with music, and I feel like if everyone had that outlet for them, because I don't feel like everyone does have that opportunity, that would just change the world for the better. So I was at the University of Washington for the last 4 years, but now I just feel like I'm constantly overthinking things. What am I gonna be doing in 5 years? Like I'm moving to this new house. Where am I gonna meet new people? I'm so bad at reaching out. I'm the only girlfriend I literally had in college was the one that was just like, she literally lived like 3 feet below my floor. It was like the closest one. It's just, yeah, Jesus. And I mean, I was lucky enough where she was cool. She technically broke up with me. I went on a road trip with a couple of my friends, and I was just kind of busy, and I was sort of kind of in a weird place too. And so I didn't really talk to her for a couple of weeks, and I was just sort of distant. I think not really so with her.
So it also sounded like you didn't know how to feel about it.
Right, exactly.
Decide not to talk to her and confront it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. I didn't like necessarily. I don't think I wanted to confront that aspect of it. Yeah.
So this goes back to that thing you've struggled with your whole life. That's indecision, and not really knowing how you feel about something.
Yeah. Myself, in terms of a relationship, I feel so uncertain of it of myself in that situation.
How can you make decisions? How can you know what you want if you don't know who you are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think the immigrant experience has played any part in this? Confusion over who you are?
My parents just being very sheltering and very, just being a very strong force in how I do things, and not really thinking for myself all that much. Especially growing up and being just like a not feeling comfortable, not feeling like one of the normal kids. I think that's like one of the biggest reasons why I am this way.
So most kids at school don't know that you're Muslim.
It's if someone asks you, then you can say it. But I mean, like, I don't think it's a very good idea to talk about it at school. It's actually kids don't really need to know about it.
A couple of years ago, my dad and I were coming back from Bangladesh, and we had a flight from New York back to Seattle. It was two men with last name Hossein. We're going through security, and they're just like, "Hey, we're going to take you to the other room for a bit."
What do I want to be when I grow up? I want to be a pilot.
And we essentially just sat in a waiting room for like 5 hours. And then after we went up there, they like looked at us and did like a quick paperwork check, and we were out of there. Like the actual process took like 30 seconds, but we just waited there for like 5 or 6 hours. And as a process of that, we missed our flight.
Do you identify Muslim?
No. Not at all. It's like almost like a charge detached. Like I want to be detached from it in a sense.
it's just a really, really hyper situation of just feeling really out of place and really different growing up. I don't think I'm out of touch with my community or my culture. I think there are a lot of aspects of my culture, and all the positive aspects of it are sort of kind of beyond the specifics of, you know, like the types of clothes you wear, things such as like strong family bonds and respect and those kinds of things that I feel like I've really gotten from my parents in that culture. I associate people's identities with, you know, things of actual substance, as of like, you know, what do you do? What do you care about? What are you passionate about? I want to be passionate about things that I'm doing regularly throughout my entire life. There's me, and there's sometimes my concept of what I want to be or what I think I am, and I ultimately want to be content where I can bring those two together and be content with that. I think I've just kind of stepped away a little bit also from just, you know, saying like I'm a Bangladeshi, or I'm an American. I'm just Prottush.
Our stories, whether we're trying to find our place in the world or on the roadmap to adulthood, who we love, who we are, who we want to be, what we live for, and what we would die for. Our stories are ours and ours alone. But who will write them? Who will tell them? And how will they be epic?